Hi, I'm Greg Germer, and welcome to this special travel edition of the Weekly Ronde. Alright, we got a lot to talk about with cyclocross, so let's get right into it. In the women's field, we had a trio of strong Dutch women leading the race, but at the end of the day, you had Thea de Jong taking the win, Sophie de Boer in second, and a very consistent and resilient Sanne Cants in third. Fifth place was Amanda Miller, showing amazing form, a lot better than we saw at the beginning of the year, and despite a crazy hard crash, she came out on top. Another American in 8th place was Caitlin Antonou, and for me, the ride of the weekend was definitely going to be 15th place Rebecca Fahringer. Of course, I'm a little biased since I got to pit for her over the weekend, but it was also the fact that on Saturday she was riding the Niels Albert Grand Prix, and she was able to take 3rd place, her first UCI podium ever in Europe. What was even cooler about it is it's taken her from, I think, 67th place in the world rankings to 28th. That is a huge jump. Onto the men's side. The weekend, well, it was a battle of the bands. You had Wout van Aert and Mathieu van der Poel battling it out each day. On Saturday, you had Wout van Aert taking the win, but on Sunday, it was Mathieu van der Poel taking the win. What was kind of interesting about it is each rider pushed each other at every point during the race, but what actually ended up deciding the race was, well, the fencing. On Saturday at the Niels Albert Grand Prix, you had Mathieu van der Poel taking a corner hot, putting himself under pressure, and then you had the same thing happen with Wout van Aert, taking a corner and making me a little upset because I had been taking photos in that exact corner the lap before, and I totally missed it. So unfortunately, I don't have a good sequence of that happening. But overall, it was a great weekend of racing and a lot of awesome World Cup action. All right, back in the U.S., we had the North Coast Grand Prix happening out in Ohio. You had Andrew Dillman taking the win over Jonathan Page each day. And in the women's race, you had Amanda Naumann taking both days. Out in Washington at DCCX, we had Dan Timmerman taking 2nd place each day to a dominant Kerry Warner, along with a very strong Katie Compton winning both days. In fact, Katie was able to not only win on the Saturday and the Sunday, she started Saturday's race with the Masters 35 Plus as a, quote, warm-up. Despite a last row start, she was able to make her way through the field and finish, I think, 4th on the day. She is definitely expressed a little bit of regret about not going to Valkenberg, especially with her form, but she has a very focused season this year, and I think it's going to pay off for her in the long run. On Tuesday, we had the Nacht van Worden out in Holland, with Lars van der Haar taking the win in the men's race and Lucien Brandt taking the win in the women's race. And finally, on the road, we had Cannondale Dropbox David Vigliani taking the Japan Cup, one of the last road events of the year. And for me, that's going to be pretty much it. I am going to keep this one high and tight. I have been traveling all day. I am a bit tired, and I don't even know how long it's going to take me to both render and upload this. So I'm Greg Germer. This has been the Weekly Ronde.